Mr. Agnew is the next speaker on behalf of the EFDD.
Well, the onus of proof must always lie with those who impose the restriction. Regulation must not be made for regulation's sake, and the rule is made for people and not the other way around. Restrictions and prohibitions must be justified. This means a real risk to human health, not just a hazard. All actions are hazardous, and if that were the criterion, we would all do nothing. We would still be living in caves with much shorter lifespans. It also means looking at the real-world impact of this legislation. Are substitutes available? Can the damage of the restriction be mitigated? Have we used a sledgehammer to crack a nut? There is no clear evidence that we need to crack down hard on cadmium, and lots of economic consequences which are real and damaging. Fertilisers are a cost, but they allow modern agricultural productivity essential for the size of the world's growing population. I am a farmer, and I can tell you that no sensible farmer applies any fertiliser he does not regard as essential, and he selects the most cost-effective option. We believe that the case for a 20 milligram cadmium restriction has simply not been made. It will further burden EU agriculture with no identifiable benefit. Limits in the United States, Canada and Australia are over 120 milligrams, but their people are not suffering. So how can it possibly make sense to add to the cost, enrich the Russians, handicap EU production and reduce our competitiveness? And also, what are we going to do with all this cadmium that we do pull out of the phosphate? If we indeed do that, that is when it will become a real hazard. Thank you.
Grazie.